In this video, I'd like to show you how I use the Neti Pot. This is one of the greatest health things you can do to clean out your sinuses. It's so wonderful to get rid of some of that stuff that accumulates in there. And this is such a simple thing. It's been used by the Indians for so many years. But before we do that, if you would like and subscribe, I really appreciate it. Also, I have a PDF for you, How I Lost 15 Pounds in Just 6 Weeks by using one simple healthy rule. And I'd love to pass that on to you. It's such great information. So the Neti Pot is a very simple tool. You just fill it up with salt water and then you pour it in one nostril and it comes out the other side. And in the meantime, it irrigates your nostrils. By the way, Neti means nose in Hindi, in case you're wondering. So I'm going to show you what you need to do to use it and how I use it in a unique way because I stole this from opera singers. There's a great way of making more of it go up into the sinuses, and this is what they do when they need to sing. So this is what you're going to need to use your Neti Pot. You're going to need something to heat up the water. I like to use this because it heats it up so quickly, but you could just put it in a saucepan on the stove. That works just as fine, or the microwave if you want to do it. I don't like the microwave. I always feel like it somehow hurts the enzymes of everything that's going on, so I don't use one, but if you do, that's fine. I also use spring water. You can use tap water, but I would recommend that you boil it first, then cool it, then you're going to boil part of it again to heat it up. But I love this aqua panna. I think it's fantastic. Tastes so good. You're going to need sea salt, a ceramic mug, and I always use a measuring cup. And this one is plastic, so I like to heat everything up in here first and then pour it in there once I've added the cooler water. And what happens with the measuring cup is it has a spout, so it's a lot easier to pour it into the Neti Pot. I've tried it to pour straight from this, and it makes such a mess. You're also going to need a half teaspoon measurer, and that's what I've got here. And I've noticed that I like a little bit less than a half teaspoon of salt. A spoon to stir things with, and I also brought this little thermometer so you can see that the temperature is around 100 degrees, which is almost body temperature. But I just use my finger now. I know what's normal, and I don't want it to be too hot for my nose or too cold. Either one is not pleasant. Okay, so let's start making our Neti Pot. We're going to take some water, put it into our ceramic mug. Now I put in, I guess it would be about a quarter cup, and just about a quarter of the way in the cup. You can kind of see it there. And then I pour it into this to heat it up, and it's going to heat up so quickly because there's so little in there. And then what I do is I get the salt ready, and again I take just a scant half teaspoon. I let some of it kind of shake out like that and put it into the mug so it's ready to go. I'm going to have my spoon ready to stir it up because I want the boiling water to make that salt melt into the water, and then I'm going to add cooling water, and it's room temperature so it's not cold water. All right, the water's come to a boil. I'm going to take the water, I'm going to pour it into my mug. It's boiling hot, and it's going to melt all of that salt into the water. I'm going to stir it up really well. Make sure that the salt mixes well into the water. Then I'm going to take some of this room temperature water and pour it in there. And then what I like to do is kind of test it with my finger. Feels good. Feels kind of a little bit warm. And then if you want to see just what the temperature actually is, you could use a thermometer. It's usually around 100 degrees that I found is the most pleasant. Don't want to go past 100 degrees because it's about body temperature. 98.6 is normal. There you go. So now I'm going to take this and pour it into the measuring cup. And that way it makes it so much neater when you're ready to fill up your Neti Pot. Whoops. And now it's ready to put in my nostril. Okay, everything's ready for me to start putting the salt water in my nostrils. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this into my right nostril. I'm going to lean my head to the side, and the water's going to pour out the opposite nostril, and it's going to be cleaning my sinuses. Now what I do is when I'm about halfway through the water, I stop and I close my bottom nostril and I suck in a little bit of water, and then I close both nostrils, put the pot down, and then I come forward and back like this, forward and back, and then I go side to side, and then a little bit back like this, and then blow out everything. Then I pick up the neti pot and I do the rest of the water. And this way, it's a great way of making sure that that salt water goes up into the sinuses very deeply and gets rid of all that stuff. It's a great technique that I stole from opera singers because when they need to sing, they can't have a whole bunch of stuff up in their nostrils and in their sinuses. So I'm going to show you how I do it now. Okay, here we go. I'm going to pour it in my right nostril. You're going to see the water come out the left nostril. If you open your mouth, it kind of helps it. Now we're going to stop. I'm going to close that bottom nostril, suck in a little water. And then blow everything out. And then I'm going to do the last half of the water. Pour you out. Sometimes it helps if you open your mouth for the water to pour through. It's a little bit strange at first because you really feel strange putting water through your nose, but it's really great for cleaning out the sinuses. And now I'm going to do it on the other side. I'm going to go back and fill up with the rest of the water and do it on my left side. All right, I hope that helps you. That's a cool way of using the neti pot.